Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes. Kuntrus, Inyanah Chassidus. This year is sponsored by Velvel Fakash, Rabbi Weiss, and Chaim, Albuquerque. Thank you to all our sponsors. This is for the refuah shleima for Chaim, Baruch, Eliezer, Ben, Raisa, Esther, Chaim, David, Refael, Ben Sarah, Bracha, Bas, Zissel, Tzion Ben Sarah, and it's nishmas, Liba, Bas, Amram, and Velvel Fakash' grandmother, Shmuel Yitzchak, Ben Chaim, Leib Yehuda, Leib, Chani's Albuquerque's grandfather. To sponsor the share, email us at info@livingchassidus.org or contact Michal. Okay, now we've managed to stick it out, and now we finally get into Modeh. So we were talking about yesterday that we're going to use Modeh because it's a perfect idea to understand the 5 levels or the 4 levels, and then Chassidus, and Chassidus adds Chais to all of them. So now today we're going to discuss all the 4 levels of Modeh. And then maybe a little bit today, start tomorrow, we'll discuss what Chassidus adds. So I'll do it outside and then we'll go inside. So outside, simply, so there's the simple pshat of Modeh. Remember, Modeh is saying, thank you, Hashem, Modeh, I give thanks to you. In front of you, Melech, a king that is alive. That you gave me back my Nashema, with a lot of faith is your emunah, with a lot of kindness. You have your emunah with us. That's a simple meaning of Modeh. So now, the simple pshat is just saying thank you that Nashema comes back. Then there's remember, there's pshat, remez, drush, and said. So the pshat is that thank you for my Nashema. The remez, what's it hinting to? It's hinting to this idea of tchias hamesim, just like when Nashema, when you go to sleep in Nashema, it's 1/60th of death, which is like tchias hamesim. So too, this is giving us this idea, hey, we have tchias hamesim exists, and whoever needs the tchias hamesim will have the tchias hamesim, and all be good. That's remez, that's what it's hinting to. Then there's the drush. We can expand that idea, that what happens, that Hashem gives us a neshama, and there's some things we're meant to be doing with this neshama. We're meant to do Torah mitzvahs. And what happens, he comes back, and in the end, he comes back, and we return to him at night, and he doesn't hold back from giving to us, even though we might owe him from the preceding day. That doesn't stop him from giving back to us. That's a Jewish, and the third is that according to Kabbalah, is how Malchus is connected with Zah. We'll see. Yud, page 57 in this book, Parak Yud. Inyanah shel Modeh v'chulu al pi chelak hapshat sheb'Torah. So what's Modeh according to the simple meaning? Hu hoida al Hashem. This is giving thanks to Hashem. Al shechazarta b'nishmas, that He gave him back in my neshama. V'af shemavarchim al chazas neshama b'berachas Elokai neshama. And even though in Elokai neshama, after wash our hands, we say Elokai neshama neshama b'Torah, the neshama that you gave me, which is similar, which is the same thing as Modeh. Mikol makom tzarich leimar gam Modeh v'chulu. Nevertheless, still have to say Modeh. Why? Ki achiyuv lehoida is al hachazaras neshama, because the obligation to give thanks on the fact that the neshama came back, you have to do it immediately. It's sort of a present. Every morning you have a present. You wake up, your neshama coming back. I have what to be thankful for. I have to thank Hashem for this. Because what's berachas nenin? When you're saying a bracha on something you enjoy, like enjoyment of food, you make a bracha before you eat the food, or straight after you have it. You know the hana, you make the bracha the hana. So too, when it comes to the pleasure that we have neshama came back. Because as Rabbi Gordon would say, if neshama doesn't come back one day, it'll be a really bad day. This is the greatest pleasure. The Kailel says, and really within it is all the pleasure, because the fact that you're alive. And when does it happen? Immediately when you wake up. Because without waking up, it's going to ruin your whole day. You're not going to have anything happening. So we're thankful that the neshama comes back. That's the greatest I know. But birchas Elokai neshama, when we say Elokai neshama should have to be here, that's we say Hashem's name. We can't say it before we wash our hands, before washing the Ravasam. But on the same hand, we have to thank Hashem for our neshama back. But on the same hand, we can't say Hashem's name because we didn't wash our hands. But nevertheless, therefore we do say Modeh. But still, we say Elokai neshama. If we said Modeh already, so why do we say Elokai neshama? Seemingly it's saying the same thing, thanking Hashem for the neshama coming back. Elokai neshama, Hashem, thank you for the neshama that is pure. So why do we say Elokai neshama? Because first of all, in Elokai neshama, clearly there's a lot more to it than just my neshama coming back. All these different levels, things happening. Actually, I have my neshama, but you blew it into me, you keep it alive, you take care of it. But furthermore, another big difference is that in Modeh there's no Hashem's name. Bracha she'ein ba Shem Malchus, ein bracha. And v'chol bracha she'ein ba Shem Malchus, any bracha that doesn't have Hashem's name is not considered a bracha. This says in the Gemara, Shulchan Aruch. So Modeh is sort of is not a bracha, whereas Elokai neshama is a bracha. So that's why we have to say Elokai neshama. But according to this, we can understand in the times of the Gemara, they didn't say Modeh. Why? Don't have to say Modeh immediately when they wake up, and they can't say Elokai neshama. So the answer is, "V'hayu mevarachim rak Elokai neshama." They only say Elokai neshama. But ki b'Modeh eino isafa v'chidush al birchas Elokai neshama. Because Modeh doesn't have any addition to Elokai neshama. Elokai neshama has more than Modeh, but Modeh doesn't have more than Elokai neshama. So it's seemingly the same thing. But what about the fact that they didn't wash their hands yet? The fact that we have to say also Modeh, which is an additional bracha, meaning like this. Essentially, Elokai neshama has everything, but we can't say Elokai neshama when we wake up because our hands are still tamadik. So we have to thank Hashem for the neshama, the hana. So we say thank you Modeh without Hashem's name. It's not really considered a bracha. We can say without it, even though our hands are not pure yet, because there's nothing. You're not really saying Hashem's name. Then afterwards, we have to sort of do the proper version, which is Elokai neshama. Only we have to say Modeh because you have to make sure to say thank you immediately. But it would be amazing. But in those days, in times of the Gemara, they would say Elokai neshama immediately. When we say Modeh, they would say Elokai neshama. Also, didn't have the issue of the hands being impure. Didn't have this issue for whatever reason. Inyanah shel Modeh, so that's the pshat. I'm saying thank you Hashem for neshama. We have Elokai neshama, but Modeh is not Elokai neshama because it's without Hashem's name, and really Elokai neshama has more things than Modeh, but we can't do it because we're still tamei in the morning. We have to say thank you in the morning straight away. So that's why we say Modeh. Now, the Inyanah shel Modeh, that was the pshat. Now, what's the remez? What's the hinting to? Which is, what's it hinting to? What's the remez? What's the second level of interpretation? haChassidus neshama b'chol boker remezes the fact that neshama comes back every morning is hinting to us Tchias HaMeisim. Because sleep is like 1/60 to death. It explains in the Gemara. So therefore, automatically, so when the neshama comes back, if we were 1/60 to death and we woke up and we came back alive, it's a type of Tchias HaMeisim. And this that we say, you return to us on neshama. Rabbi Munasecha, faithful, great is your emunah. What's the faithful? What's the great emunah? That you returned me back my neshama on the yodim sh'Rabbi Munasecha le'tchias. Hamesim. We have Rabbi Menasecha, we have a lot of faith in the fact that there's going to be Tchias Hamesim. But I see Tchias Hamesim every day. Every day I have a type of Tchias Hamesim. So I see this is real. So that's Modeh Ani al Pi Remez. So it's hinting to this idea of Tchias Hamesim, because we see there's an Inyan of Tchias Hamesim Modeh Ani, and so showing us, if you want to know how do you believe Tchias Hamesim, every morning is Tchias Hamesim. Now, Inyanah shel Modeh Ani v'chol al pi chalak drush b'Torah. Now let's understand on the drush, which is translated as homiletical or expounded, to expand this idea. Let's see. haChassidus and Nashema b'chol boker, the Nashema coming back to us every morning. Chadash and v'karing, new in the morning, which is Masha HaKadosh Baruch Hu machzir la'adam es nishmasei. The fact that Hashem returns back out Nashema, shivkida etzlei, that He lent it to us, meaning like this: He gave us a Nashema. Then in the night we give it back to Him. We rented the car, and then we return it to go borrow it again in the morning. Hashem doesn't wait and doesn't hold us back from getting the Neshama and for taking that we didn't pay everything back. Hashem can't complain. You're not taking care of it, probably not doing the right things. I lent it to you. I want you to do mitzvahs. You didn't do mitzvahs all day. You have some issues over here. We have some debts you owe. But Hashem doesn't do anything like that. So what does it show us? Shows us on the great faith that Hashem has with us. Rabbi Menasecha, like we say, Modeh Ani, great is your emunah, is your faith in us. So we darshan, we expand on this, and we learn out from this. Shegam ha'adam, so to a person, we also have to have this type of faith. Just like Hashem has faith within us, even though we took the neshama, not necessarily did everything we meant to do, and then we turn it back to Him, and the next morning we say, can we have it back? And he doesn't say, listen, you haven't paid. I asked you to do a certain thing, you didn't do everything, so I'm not giving it back to you until you pay it off. He doesn't do that. He gives it back to us. He has a lot of money in us. So to us, when it comes to doing things like this, we can expand on this. We should have this faith and be trusting such a manner. And we can't withhold something that we've given to someone else from what he owes us. Meaning he owes us something, we can't just say, I'm not giving it back to you. Like, we'll take it from him, I'm not giving it back to you until you pay me back. We should also be trusting that way. And that's the drush. So you have the pshat is just thanking Hashem for the neshama. And really in the pshat, Modeh Ani doesn't seem to be such an important bracha, but you just have to be thankful. It's the first thing. In terms of Gemara, they didn't say thank Modeh Ani because they said L'chai Neshama. And L'chai Neshama is really it's sort of the real Modeh Ani because it also has Hashem's name. Then you have the remez, what's the hint to Tchias Hamesim, just like death is 1/56 of the death. So Rabbi Menasecha, I have true emunah in Tchias Hamesim because I see it. And now we explain the drush, which is we expand from it, just like Hashem gives us a neshama, and we return it back to Him, and we might owe Him some things, but He doesn't hold back on giving back to us, lending to us again. So we should be very lending and very positive about how we see people. And the last one, Inyanah shel Modeh Ani al pi chalak ha'yesod. So now, according to Kabbalah, what's Modeh Ani? Melech chai v'kayom. We say that Hashem in Modeh Ani and Modeh Ani Melech chai v'kayom. What does it mean, Melech chai v'kayom? Hu b'chinas malchus. This is the level of malchus. This is malchus as it's connected with yesod. Don't worry if you don't understand it, because you're not meant to understand it. Ki melech, melech, meire, l'sfiras malchus. Melech shows on the level of malchus. The chai v'kayom is referencing to l'sfiras yesod. So it's when melech, when malchus and yesod come together, the melech chai v'kayom shechazat ben nishmasi. Then the neshama coming back, shechazat neshama bam b'chinas malchus k'may shehim yuchedes in b'chinas yesod. The neshama comes back when malchus and yesod come together. Now, that was the explanation of Modeh Ani according to the 4 levels. And tomorrow, we're going to explain the Chassidish Taich, and we're going to show how Chassidish Taich is so different than all of these. And then we're going to go on and start explaining the Chassidish Taich, how it fits into all these other levels that we explained. And this is sort of culminating everything that we talked about till now. Because all this, until now, we've been talking about how Chassidius is the essence of everything. It's the essence of Torah, which is the essence of everything. And just like the essence is like the oil, that on one hand it's surely above it, but also it permeates everything. So to the Chassidus, it's the Nashema of the Torah, and so its explanation, or it's what's the essence of the Torah, its explanation is coming from an essential place, but because it's the essence, it also can express itself in all these different levels, as we will see Be'ezus Hashem tomorrow.